Hello and welcome to Stranded Deep. My name is Agurk. Today I have an update video for you. This is going to be experimental version 0.79. This was just released yesterday, May 11th, 2021. And I actually have to give out a huge shout out to Ben and Sam, the two developers of Stranded Deep, because yesterday when I found this by accident, I didn't know there had been an update. I was experimenting to see what was actually included here. I looked and there are no dev notes for this yet, so I found a couple of glitches. And I went onto the Steam forum and I commented on the thread for this update because people were wondering what it was all about. I kind of wrote a little bit about what I had discovered, and I mentioned that there were a couple of glitches. Sam was on there. He is one of the developers. He responded right away saying, thanks for the update or the notice, and he'll look into it and try and fix the glitches. And this morning when I woke up, it's now May 12th, I checked and the two glitches that I had found are fixed and no longer an issue. So thank you so much, Sam. That was really terrific. I love to see the quick response there. And yeah, this update is really cool. I like it a lot. As you can see, my island is a bit barren. I have chopped down most of the trees, not all of them, but most of the trees. And yeah, let's get right into what this update is all about. If I can find my stuff here. I think it's over this way, yep. All right, so over here I have a bunch of stuff that I've been experimenting with. As you can see, I've got all sorts of things on the beach here. And you'll notice that I've got some nice, neat piles of resources here that you don't normally see in the game. Now, I'm not actually able to stack these things this nicely all by myself. And this is what the update is all about. They've added the ability to place certain items into piles. Pretty darn cool, if you ask me. It is only these items right here that I have put into piles. I think these are the only ones that you can use. I have tried a bunch of other ones, but I mean, obviously there's so many items in this game. I couldn't try everything, but this is what I came up with. Sticks, rocks, clay, fibrous leaves, lashings, palm fronds, and logs can now all be placed into piles. Very, very cool. Most of these piles can hold up to 50 items, so 50 sticks, 50 rocks, and so on. The only exception is logs. Obviously, a 50 log pile would be rather large, so they have limited it to being a max of 10 logs. Very cool. It looks really neat. And there's a couple of really neat features with these. These are solid items. You can't walk through them like you can with, for example, crates. You can walk right through the middle of them. You can't do that with these piles, so they are solid. You can jump up on top of them and you can stand on them, but you can't walk through them. And I mention that because they kind of act like a barrier. So if you were to place a few of these piles next to each other, say along the part of the beach here where maybe a giant boar spawns over on that side of the island, and every week or so when he comes, he might just wander into your base or come running into your base and wreak havoc. So if you had some piles set up over there that were close by your water stills or something, so you had the resources nice and handy, maybe you could use that as a fence or something as a way of keeping the boar out. Not what it was designed for, obviously, but kind of a creative use of them. Not really sure if that's really the best use of your resources, but if you can happen to place them in a position that would help defend your base, then I would suggest doing so. Just a thought. These things are really cool. To interact with them, you can't just walk over and pick up a stick. Like I'm trying, I can't do anything, I can't pick up a stick. But if you look at the little note under the wood stick pile text there, it says press tab to open. So basically these act like giant crates without the actual crate being there. So you have to interact with it as if it was a crate. So I press the tab key, it opens the pile inventory. So this has 46 wooden sticks in it. You can take the sticks out. You can see the pile getting smaller as I take the sticks out. Really cool little feature there. And if you go back into your inventory, you can add sticks to the pile the exact same way as if you're doing it with a crate. Now, if you want to create a pile, you have to have some of the item in your hand, at least two. You can't create a pile with less than two, so that makes sense. Otherwise, you're just dropping a single item on the beach. So if you want to make a pile of sticks with these 5 sticks, you can put one in your hand and then hit the crafting menu, which is C, hold that down, and you can see you get a stick with a little blue icon, and it says wood stick pile. So if you click on that, you'll get a ghost image of a full wood pile. And just like when you're building anything else, you can rotate it with the Q and E keys. And when you have it where you want it, you can just click and it'll create a pile of 2. It only uses 2, no matter how many items you have in your inventory. It will only start the pile with 2 items. So pretty cool. And then if you want to add the rest of your sticks, you just do it the same way that we did before. Very cool. So now I have a large pile of sticks and a small pile of sticks. Pretty darn cool. I can imagine having a pile of palm fronds, for example, next to my water still, or a pile of fibrous leaves. I really like the look of the log pile. That's just a neat way to decorate your base, if nothing else. Handy to have wood nearby. Another cool thing with these is that you can craft directly from these piles. So if I wanted to build a stone tool, you can see I don't have any rocks in my inventory. I can look at the stone pile, hit the crafting key, and it'll come up with everything that I can craft with what I can see on the ground in front of me. Now, because I can see the rocks and the sticks and even the fibrous leaves, actually, can I get the lashings in there too? If I can get the lashings in there, yeah, I can actually craft a shelter from all of the items in their tiles. I can also craft a crude bow or some tools, all that kind of stuff. Very, very cool that you can do that. So I would strategically try and put my lashings, rocks, and sticks in particular quite close together, or even the palm fronds if you're going to be building water stills and things. Very, very cool that you can do all of those things. I like that a lot. A lot of these other items that I have here, these are items that I also tried to stack into piles. You can't do it with fish or rations or crabs, leather, spears, things like that. None of these will pile like this. Coconuts. I thought for sure coconuts could be put into piles, and that would have been awesome, but unfortunately you can't. You can't put these into piles. All you can do is craft things with them. No piles, unfortunately. Sam and Ben, if you're watching this, please consider putting coconuts as one of the items that you can put into piles, because I'm tired of my coconuts rolling down the beach. Yeah, okay, I know, I threw that one, but you get the idea. They always end up rolling down the beach. They end up in the water, and yeah, it's kind of like, I had some coconuts here. Where did they go? And then it's like, oh, right, they're down here. Because they rolled in the water like they always do. So if these could be put into piles, that would be awesome. I can imagine it would look something like this. Nice yellow pile of coconuts. That would be awesome. Yeah, so that's pretty much all there is in this update as far as I can see. There probably are some glitches fixed and things like that, but I don't know what they were. Could be graphics things or specific system things. I don't know. Who knows? I'll have to wait until the dev notes actually come out, but I really like this. I think this is a really cool additional feature to the game, and I look forward to playing around with it in real gameplay and seeing what you can use them for, how practical they are. And yeah, I think especially having some of these piles close together that you use often for crafting would be really, really cool. Saves you from having to pick up items all the time when you're going to be crafting stuff. Very, very cool. I like it. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode, guys. This was an update for experimental 0.79, placing items in piles. Really looking forward to trying this in game. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Leave a like or a comment down below. If anyone has been experimenting with this themselves and you have found any other items that can be placed into piles that I haven't done so with here, please do let me know. I do like to get the full information if I can, so I'd appreciate that. And yeah, subscribe to my channel if you like my content. If you're not familiar with me, I have a YouTube channel with a whole bunch of videos on Stranded Deep. I have all sorts of stuff from tutorials, Let's Play Hard series, I have challenge series, I have some stuff on custom islands, I have stuff on modding the game files, I do speed running. If you haven't seen my videos before, do check them out. It's well worth your time. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll catch you again next time. Bye for now.